Hi, everyone. Welcome to Hey, That's Me, a commentary podcast. I'm Patrick Hotner.
I'm Brian Lynch, and this is exciting. We get to do our first sequel.
Yes.
Which is very exciting. Well, our first sequel to a movie we've covered.
Sure.
The Tickle King.
It's a 20-minute follow-up to Tickled by David Farrier. We did the first movie a few weeks ago on the show.
Right.
And we wanted to have David also do this one because it's also truly just as crazy.
Yeah, it takes it to new levels. Absolutely.
It's free. It's on YouTube. You can go check it out.
Short. Won't take much of your time.
No. But it's worth it. I think it's a great coda to a movie that I love a lot.
Yeah, I want to see more in the Tickled universe. I truly do.
Tickleverse.
The Tickleverse?
The D'Amato-verse. Into the D'Amato-verse.
Oh, no. Well, I think he'd be wrapped up.
That's true. Series wrap.
Yep. Just buckle up.
Yeah, buckle up, because it's a very fun ride. Man, what's the way to describe this? It feels more akin to, like, I don't want to call it like a cringe comedy thing, but
there's a little bit of Curb to it.
A little bit of Curb, a little bit of like The Office, a little like it feels very real and very visceral in a way that is strange and bizarre to see captured on film in such a good way.
Make it clear, it is 100% real.
Yes.
This happened, and
Yes.
There's no going back.
Yeah. David also has a movie out called Mr. Organ, which is really fun. That's a new movie that came out last year.
And a TV show on Netflix.
Yes, called Dark Tourist.
Stranger Things.
Nope.
He didn't do that?
He didn't do that one.
Why did I watch all those?
Oh, boy.
Oh, man. I was ready to talk to him about them.
So let's get started. Let's get ready to pull up the Tickle King. It's on YouTube.
Pull up the Tickle King.
I'm telling them to pull it up.
Right.
We
it's
already
just
pulled
my
it up.
catchphrase. It's weird that you stole my catchphrase of
You
pull
can
up the
say it
Tickle
then.
King. No, I don't want to now.
All right, here we go. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. All right. We're back here with David.
Hello.
We're back here with Brian.
Hey.
We're back here with Patrick. Hi. And we're watching The Tickled King, which is available on YouTube for everyone. I'm sure we already said this, but
it's the
It is
sequel
free
to
for all.
Tickled.
it is. It's free for all.
It's essentially Tickle 2, and the Tickle King is what we were going to call Tickled,
Yes.
but we thought it gave away that it was a man behind it all.
I would like to say I did go skiing down this hill this year.
How
I
was
went
it?
to Sundance
Really?
for the first time.
Wow.
I hadn't gone skiing in a very long time, and I was miserable.
Just not fun.
Because I'd only gone skiing, East Coast skiing, which is very different from West Coast skiing. It's a lot softer out here, and it was not fun. We got Cameron Esposito right here, Dule Hill.
Oh, who's that?
Look at these boys.
Wow.
So when was this? When did you say we're going to do this?
So after Tickled, we wanted to make another feature. We wanted to make Tickle 2.
Oh, wow.
And we pitched it to Sheila Nevins, the then head of HBO Docs. I think she's at MTV now.
Mm-hmm.
But had a very funny meeting with her pitching it. And eventually I think we all came to the same conclusion, like there wasn't enough to justify sequel. But we were like very fired up from that world.
Sure.
So kind of the compromise at HBO was like, why don't you just make a 20-minute special that we will put on whatever it was called then?
Max
or
Go, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Might even Go. Yeah.
Yeah, so we built it for that.
Okay.
And there was enough that, enough things had happened since Tickled. It's such a funny
Great.
Boink. And there were enough, like, fun things that had happened around the release of the film that it just seemed like the logical thing to do.
Sure. Did you know... They obviously haven't shown up yet, but did you know that people were going to show up, or did you have a feeling that people were going to show up?
Had no idea. Yeah. So this was at True False, which is probably one of my favorite.
It's in Missouri, right?
Yeah, one of my favorite festivals ever. I haven't been back. I need to go back. Mm-hmm. But I was there having a good time, and there'd been a couple of people that thought they'd sighted, I think it was Marco.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, we'll get to that. So, no, this was... Oh, my God, I'm confused. This was Sundance.
Okay.
So, this is still Sundance. So, we had bomb sniffer dogs because Kevin had turned up at Sundance and had basically just gotten everyone scared.
Sure.
Did he say anything in terms of threatening?
No, he was just apparently talking to people in the audience around him. He was just very flustered and making like those sort of noises, scribbling furiously because obviously D'Amato had sent him to make notes of what was in the film.
Sure.
And so then Sundance was like, we've got a multi-millionaire who doesn't want this film out. We do need to be careful that he's not doing anything more serious. And so they had bomb sniffer dogs in. Which just made it more exciting for everyone. And suddenly people in town started talking about, have you heard about this tickling documentary?
Yeah.
these people are in town. And yeah, there's Kevin and Marco. Can't remember who took this photo.
Kevin seems very nice in the documentary.
He
Or he's
does.
at least putting on an air of being very nice.
Marco.
Or Marco,
Yeah,
sorry,
Marco's the
Marco.
Chordo guy. Yeah, Marco was the good cop.
Yes.
And I think that is his personality. He's just very, very mellow. And so this is True False now. And this is where there'd been a sighting of Kevin and Marco in town. I hadn't seen them. That's Josh, their head of security. So everyone was just, I don't know, I think people working a film festival just get a bit excited.
Yeah.
Like when something like
It's
this,
fun.
they finally get to actually have something to really look out for. So everyone was like on red alert.
Yeah.
I was thinking, are these Q&As going to get interrupted? You know, someone going to throw a rock at me? It was just this odd thing knowing that these two, you know, I hadn't seen these guys since the airport in New Zealand at the beginning of Tickled.
Oh, wow.
Did you think about making another sign for them real quick?
I thought about whipping one up. And the obnoxiously colorful sign.
Did you find out if they were filming from that coffee cup? Did you ever find a camera or anything?
No,
No.
I didn't find out. Just heard from other audience
Yeah.
members that they'd been like shooting the film. Because if you think of you're David D'Amato, you know, you're deeply curious about
course.
what is in this film.
Yeah.
This guy here, oh my God, yeah, no, it's just all these characters are popping up. So that's their head of security at True False. But yeah, just thinking of David D'Amato, frustrating for him being stuck on Long Island, needing to know what's in the film. So of course, I guess he had to buy passes for Sundance, which aren't cheap. He bought passes for True False. Sent these people on another mission. It's like, oh, where was I last time? New Zealand. All right, now I'm going to Missouri. Okay. I want you to watch the film and to take notes of what's in it. Wow. You know, these people are just sent on the weirdest missions.
Yeah. Did you ever find out who those two guys are?
That guy, those two heavies, the guy on the far side, I believe D'Amato met him at like a diner. And they got on and hit it off. And D'Amato hired him basically as his like personal assistant.
Sure.
And sometimes, because he's a big dude, like security.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, yeah, they'd been inside filming in coffee cups. I don't know who the guy at the back is that's trailing. And then I was off to like a filmmaker brunch or something. And this woman marched up to me and said, "Are you David Farrier?" I said, "Yes." And she just handed me those papers. And that was me being served with my first ever proper lawsuit.
I was going to ask about this.
Yeah, so up until now, and this is like I think it's kind of a big deal because you get a million legal threats and you get cease and desists.
Yeah.
This was like he'd filed lawsuits in two different courts. One in Utah, one in Missouri, one where True False was, and one where Sundance was. And it was a proper lawsuit. And that meant, holy shit, this is a man we know he's got at least $6 million.
Yeah.
He is taking us to court. There's no reason he wouldn't because he's kind of an asshole.
Sure.
And bored.
Yeah, and bored. And this is where I was like, I'm glad we have like a level of insurance. We had E&O, and I was, but we would, you know, he was suing for like $40 million. So I felt ill.
Sure.
This was like, this isn't fun. Yeah. This is horrible. Yeah. And so that is our lawyer, Cam, who is saved our butts continuously. He's a really incredible media lawyer in New York. And we ended up having a meeting with the DA and basically handed over all the information we had because we knew that David D'Amato was doing things like impersonating an NYPD officer in Starbucks and that he was harassing people online. And they took a meeting with us. And part of this was wanting to expose what he had done.
Sure.
And in the back of my mind the whole time was, yeah, this is a guy that's suing us, which is crazy.
Had the lawyer, was this the craziest thing that he's worked on?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be, right?
He's worked on some crazy stuff as well, doing media law.
Yeah.
But this for him, I think it was one of the maddest things.
Yeah,
and every day he had like a new weird task to do. And
it's like a PA in a way.
yeah, he's a PA. Yeah. No, but just there were so many weird legal issues with this film.
Yeah.
And he loved it all.
Did HBO connect you, or how did you?
I don't remember how we found him, actually. I think No, because we had him on board way in advance before we'd sold it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So he was recommended through someone,
Okay.
and thank God we found him.
Now, if
Dylan's house again.
you did blur the number, I did see that. Yeah.
Limits.
If he had sued you, you went to court. Is that coming out of your pocket? Is that coming out of HBO's pocket? What would have been the?
We had we had the insurance for the film, so it would have come out of the insurance coffers to a point. But then if we exceeded it, it would have come out of the film's our pockets, which would have been, me and Dylan, producer.
Yeah. The other 38 million.
The other 38.
You guys.
So weirdly, I used to work on like New Zealand's Nightline show. So it's very funny that then Kevin Clark appears talking to American Nightline, saying that the whole thing is a scam, that we made the whole thing up.
Yeah.
And obviously, Kevin now is being paid. I mean,
Sure.
I'd love to be in Kevin's mind. He's getting paid to go to New Zealand to tell me to stop making the doc. He's being paid to go to a film festival. Now he's being paid to be interviewed by Nightline to say there's nothing dicey here. Yeah. He just constantly is sent on these... I feel for Kevin in a way. He's just sent to do all these impossible missions.
Do you know what his deal is?
He was an ex-twink porn director.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I
I
figured.
think. Who fell into this space where he probably got paid a lot of money.
Ex-twink is such an amazing term
Not
to use
current
for
twink,
someone.
ex-twink,
Yeah.
porn director. And here's Jordan, who was interviewed in Tickle. He was the guy that termed the term tickle cell.
Yes.
And here he is on YouTube suddenly saying everything that I told them was made up. I take it all back. I recant.
What was your reaction when you saw this video for the first time?
This was a slight surprise, but also a reminder that everyone is turned by money. Like, you pay a lot of these people money, they will do anything. They are unreliable witnesses, which is why we had to have a lot of witnesses to back up what was being said. But mostly it was like, of course this was going to happen. And also, this is more publicity for the film. Like, this is more chatter about this thing we've made. And ultimately, he'd done like a viral marketing campaign for us.
He had to have known that, though, right?
Again, it's like the hard drive. Why did he make the hard drive public? Did he know he was making it like crazy? Or was he thinking... I don't know.
Sure.
To be inside David D'Amato's brain. Weird watching this stuff now because like my hair is bleached at the moment, but like I'm very grey. It's weird watching me without grey hair.
What were in the poster tubes behind you?
They were good question.
Amazing if you remember.
I'm a poster guy. You've seen the posters in my apartment.
I think they would be like a couple of like the original Jurassic Park posters.
Great. Yeah.
And I think I had a signed Jurassic World. No, that wasn't out yet. It was all Jurassic Park related stuff. Hollywood. So when the film came out, we split the publicity. And so I went to New York.
Yeah.
And Dylan went to LA. And Dylan was incredibly lucky because he got the show. I was just in a normal, boring Q&A. Dylan got Kevin.
Yeah.
And then a little bit after this, David D'Amato. And they were separate. Like, Kevin arrives.
Wow.
Because in their mind, they have nothing to do with each other.
Yeah.
Remember, that's the narrative.
Yeah.
Like, David D'Amato doesn't know these people. He's been set up. Kevin's narrative is I work with Terry.
DeSisto.
and Jane.
Yeah.
But Dylan, I mean, the man. I think he's the manager of the cinema.
It's
just
so funny.
He's standing there going, "What the hell is going on?"
And another guy walks in and he like sort of pushes him out. He's like, "Don't get involved."
But
You don't want a part of this.
Yeah.
Dylan is so level-headed in confrontations. He handled Kevin like a pro and just quietly like went through all the points. As Kevin sort of got a little bit more like irate, Dylan just constantly delivering facts. Dylan goes in because the film's ended to do the Q&A, being like, "Holy shit, Kevin's here."
But no one had known
And
that
there's
David was
D'Amato.
here. Yeah.
So D'Amato gets up, shakes Dylan's hand. I think I would have probably had a heart attack at this point if it was me. But Dylan, again, super calm.
Are you mad that you weren't there?
gripping.
Of course,
Absolutely.
he's gotta be,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
No, I was on the street in New York, being FaceTimed in with someone that was at the back of the cinema.
Oh wow.
I was fuming.
It felt like to me, remember the sequel to Jurassic Park where Alan Grant didn't come back?
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum had
Jeff
to take
Goldblum
over.
did.
Right, Jeff, yeah.
You're right.
Yep.
You're
He's
absolutely right.
David's the T-Rex.
You know?
Yeah.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
And he did an amazing job as Goldblum
He
did
a great job.
in
Yeah.
Lost Worlds.
I wish that
He's
he was
holding
in a
his hand the
disguise,
whole
though.
time.
Oh, he is.
Yes.
He can't get away. He has popcorn on his lip or his chin
Yes.
and on his shirt and jacket.
And when he passed, he was 55. So he's like
Mid-50s.
50-ish
With
here.
the same popcorn on his
Yeah,
lip and chin.
Yeah, his health was. Oh, good luck. Shoulder tap.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
He hits him so hard.
I mean, at this point, D'Amato knows he's filed 2 lawsuits. He knows he's got all the money, and he absolutely, in his mind, I think, is like,
You're
you
screwed.
might be having a moment now in the sun, but
Yeah.
I'm going to bankrupt you and end everything.
How do you think you would have handled this differently?
I would have remained calm. I wouldn't have had all the comebacks that Dylan
Sure.
has. Like, Dylan is so smart and measured. He just knew exactly what to say. I would have run out.
He's taking the acclaim. He's taking the applause.
Also, this audience, what a moment.
Yes.
To
Yes.
watch this and then everyone's there.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
the
it's
most jealous I've ever been.
It'd be like Purple Rose of Cairo, where the characters are stepping off the screen.
Yeah, I mean, just having Kevin there is a bonus. But David?
Now, he went to see this movie is this the first time he saw it?
My understanding is yes, this
So,
is the first time.
He doesn't know what he's going to see about himself. He kind of knows.
He's got notes from
Right.
Kevin.
But he also went and bought a soda and a popcorn. Like, he's like, I'm going to make a night of this. I'm going to
Yeah, I'm
enjoy
gonna
the
enjoy
evening.
it.
Yeah. Wow.
And so you
There he is. Oh,
and
boy.
so Dylan starts the Q&A, which is, intense for the audience. And although, Kevin gets stuck in. Of course, Kevin has nothing to do with David D'Amato. So he's very separate to him. They don't know each other, never met.
Why do you think?
And they probably haven't ever met.
That's so fascinating.
And they probably never will.
Yeah.
They probably never met.
Why do you think he chose this moment to, poor choice of words, expose himself to the world?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know his brain and why he thought it was a good idea to be there. Obviously, the legal papers had been filed, so maybe he's like, I know Dylan is going to be there. Maybe David will be there. This is a time to confront them. He's one of those people that has the assumption that he will win everything. So he's just like, maybe fuck it, I'll go. And the film's out in the world. He couldn't stop it.
Sure.
So what's he got to lose? And this argument is a bizarre thing. I mean, they're arguing at the moment about what constitutes pornography. Kevin's just kind of offended that it's been insinuated that it's pornographic.
Yeah.
That's his conversation. And then Dylan does this incredible thing where he's like, have the stage.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you a mic and say what you want to say, which is, and so.
It's so ballsy. It's so he's going for it,
Yeah, and so, D'Amato
Some of the effects.
very
Some of the
steady
effects.
and-
He loved the
Oh,
effects.
the
in
effects,
the movie.
and the choreography. Oh, he got it wrong. He got it wrong.
I want to know what effects he's talking about. That's all I want. I'm just like,
What are the effects?
what were the effects?
Well,
that
they had
really
to
moved
recreate
it?
the computer screen at one point.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
There wasn't a big visual effects budget on Tickled. It was,
You tried.
It was small.
You really tried though. And this guy next to him is the guy who was at.
He was at True False.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a guy that D'Amato apparently found and befriended
Yeah.
at a late night diner and was like, will you be my assistant and also occasionally kind of be my heavy? Apparently a really lovely, lovely guy.
Sure. People get sucked into weird orbits.
They
and
do.
That's,
That's why I'm doing this.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, just less money involved in this podcast.
You're my heavy, right?
It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine.
And yeah, one thing D'Amato loves doing is reeling off legal threats. That's
Mhm.
his favorite thing. And so he got to do this live as opposed to in a letter written by a woman.
Uh-huh.
So he's in heaven.
It's like when a journalist gets to host SNL. You're like, now I get to do it. I get to do it for real.
No, you're right. But this guy filming behind,
Yeah.
this audience,
Yeah.
what a great Q&A to go to.
Yeah. Is this being shot on iPhones or no?
A
There's
bunch-
cameras.
No, so Nightline was down there.
oh
so
wow.
Dylan, because Kevin came so early,
Yeah.
we got in touch with the journalists who we knew had been doing
See
the
there?
story.
They are next to each other,
They're
though.
next to each other.
Yeah, there they are.
He kind of looks like Brendan Fraser in The Whale. A little bit, like
little bit.
prosthetics, right?
You are completely correct.
That's
Yeah.
fascinating.
Yeah, same sort of doughy look,
Mhm.
sort
Yeah,
of
yeah,
doughy
yeah.
eyes.
Was it called The Whale? Did I get it
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. So Nightline was there.
Nightline was there, and we had hired a stringer that had come in and shot for us there
Okay.
as well. So, we got these really finally, this is D'Amato in full force. And weirdly, a bit of popcorn on the chin. The
And on
one
his
conversation he wanted to have, he seemed genuinely mystified, why Dylan had aligned with a homosexual
Yes.
journalist. That's all he wanted. So he was
Yes.
so consumed by this homophobia. That was a real thing he had. But also, I don't know, what's he doing here? Why is he so
Why is he doing any
confidently-
of this? That's yeah.
Yeah, all I can see now is the whale.
What were
Brendan
you doing
Fraser.
at this point?
I was crying in
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah.
It's what am I doing
Can I get
here?
a flight really quick?
Yeah,
yeah.
my Q&A was dead boring.
Oh. Oh.
No, horrible. Dylan, my nemesis, getting all the credit for this. What the hell?
I mean,
Look at these guys
these guys,
listening in.
they're so psyched. They're so psyched that they're experiencing this. Did you get any of the Nightline footage, or did they keep all that footage?
They kept all the footage.
Yeah.
They
Did it
didn't really
air?
have anything extra.
Yeah.
It was in their story, I think. The Nightline story, I think, had a bit of this in there. Again, more great marketing for us. Yeah. It just spread. What was it spreading on at that moment? Facebook. That was our main thing. Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And then, again, more's happened since the end of this. But
Now's the time.
now's the time.
Tell
David
us,
D'Amato
like-
passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hard drive, all the footage went to this other porn producer at one point, and he kept putting footage out for a period of
Oh,
time. There became a big ongoing lawsuit over David D'Amato's millions between Dottie, the stepmom, and the oh my god, this footage.
Do you think he was involved in this footage?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know.
I know.
I don't know. But
Okay.
I keep hearing from people that are part of this world as they stumble on either Tickle King or Tickles, and just different parts of the story keep continuously coming out.
Sure.
David D'Amato affected a lot of people over that time.
Sure.
He loved tickling.
And that's where we're gonna end this. It's nuts.
Yeah, it reaches new heights.
Yeah.
You thought the first one was the best? No, this was the best.
Yes.
Although needed more David. This one.
This one, because
Yeah.
it's mostly Dylan in this one.
They didn't know what was coming when he was
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah, I like Dylan a lot.
Fantastic.
And I think Dylan handles that situation in such a different way than David would have handled
That's
it.
right.
That I think it is fun to see just a different energy in that. But
It's like when the Falcon becomes Captain America.
that's true.
This is his time.
You're right.
Mhm.
You're right. And David's old and gray now.
Oh,
That's it.
Yeah. We don't know what happened to him.
We don't know what
He
happened
just
to him.
disappeared. And
He'll
then,
be back. Don't worry.
It's probably when they
He'll be
need him.
back.
Yeah, probably as a new character, maybe. They'll
Maybe.
just- yeah, who
maybe.
knows? Who
Or
knows?
just the money's too good to pass up.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everyone. And we'll see you again next week.
With another great episode of Hey, That's Me, a commentary
A
podcast.
really good episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the best. Would you say it's the best one?
I would say it's a pretty good one.
I think they're all the best ones.
Thanks for listening to Hey That's Me, a commentary podcast. This has been a That Was Just So Funny production. Your hosts have been Patrick Ottner and Brian Lynch. You can find out more about the show at heythat'smepod.com or on social media at heythat'smepod. Check out our Patreon at patreon.com/commentary, where you can find out about guests early, submit questions for us to ask on the show, or even do a commentary to your own favorite movie with me. Our music was by Alex Peabody, and our art was by Abigail Noy. Special thanks to Annalise Nelson and Mark David Christensen. Be sure to leave us a review on iTunes or anywhere that you listen to podcasts. Please tell your friends about this show.